Continued action now from the day 2 of Passion for Speed Festival's 20th anniversary here at Swartkops Raceway, just west of Pretoria in Gauteng, South Africa. If you joined us for the first time, a big welcome to everybody on our live stream feed via Facebook and YouTube. That's Jagger Robertson, youngest driver ever in this Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. I think he's only about 14 or 15 years age, and definitely has made a big impact to this category. You'll see as we make our way down there, Trevor Long, seasoned campaigner in this class as well, has spent a lot of time in BMWs. The roof surgeon man doing a super job, and usually a big contender at the front end. We are under starters orders now, which means the Pretoria North Toyota 86 will lead them out as the pace car. But looking at the pace that was set from the second fastest lap times, it is of course Jackie Schechter who is on pole position there in the 3.5 CSL Batmobile out of Pablo Clark Racing and NGK. Willem Eincamera alongside him, was alongside our pole man in the first heat as well. That was Adrian Dalton. Dalton and Van Zyl will be the second row of the grid. Nicholas Van Zyl looking to run with Adrian Dalton if he can, the champion from last year, of course, with the #1 plates. Fabio Fedetto a little bit higher up in his M4, alongside Andreas Meyer, who we heard from after race #1, had a bit of issues with the throttle, and hopefully the fast development guys have got that sorted out now. And hopefully he'll be able to run the kind of pace that he saw during the week. Chatting to him down in PE at the National Extreme Festival, he was telling us how fast that little car of his is started to pull, with the big diffuser on the back, slightly modified to compared to what it was when it ran in its original touring car days. But definitely a car to watch out for. Jan Everstein and Oz Bagioni will go it again for Class B as well, looking to try and stay there with Andreas Meyer and Fabio. And then also looking for Jagger Robertson, Alan Hilligan and Trevor Long, Troy Cochran, Wadley, Lamprecht, Ulisani, Nick Macris and Renier Smith. They of course are inverted to the way they finished in race #1, and that's why we got Jackie Schechter on the front row of course as well, not because of lap times, I beg your pardon, it's the inverted grid that they've got. So Schechter is on pole position. Class D, it's Shane Krobler ahead of Bernard de Gouveia, and he's ahead of Manny Ribeiro, Neil Reynolds and Varesh Ganpath, with Nicholas Herbst in the car now. Hein van der Merwe was at the back of the field. He's now at the front of Class E ahead of Nick Fisher, Thomas Portgieter, Roof Duplessis and Ari van Heerden. 28 cars in the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series about to go to battle yet again here at Swartkops. Tyrone Albers has joined us as well just before his category. Good to see him here. Jackie Schreiber's here too, so is Martin Willensdorf. Big welcome to Sean Portman, who should be watching MotoGP at the same time he's watching us at the same time here, like we try to do in the studio too. Here we go though. BMW Car Club Racing Series, another fantastic outing here at Swartkops, part of the 20th anniversary. And it's good to have this category here as part of the festivities. Lights out, time to go racing into turn 1. Who's going to have what it takes? Jackie Schechter gets the drop down into turn 1 and hold shots around the outside of Willem Eincamera. Look out for Adrian Dalton trying to outgun the two of them into turn 2. Renier Smith side by side as they come out of turn #1, and Eincamera is around the outside of Schechter. Schechter hangs on to that inside line in the Batmobile, trying to get those tyres to hook up through there, still on a little bit of colder rubber than what he'd like to be. Side by side as well from Meyer, and looks like Fedetto, the M4 and Meyer going side by side out of turn 2. Lots of that coming out of turn 2. Rolf Duplessis in the Winfield BMW. That's Tony Viana's original 325i. And he now in the backpack looking for a chance to win out Class E. Alan Hilligan in the middle of the pack there and looking to try and get ahead of Cochran. He's got that at the moment. Lead change as we've got Eincamera who hits the front and gets ahead of Dalton. Dalton's ahead of Schechter. So is Meyer. Meyer's up ahead of Schechter. So is Bagioni. And here comes Jagger Robertson. Robertson on the inside of Jackie Schechter and makes the move stick there in the Big Boss Auto and Viking car. Pablo Clark machine dropping down from first place into about 7th place there as they come down on the brakes for turn 8. Everstein dives through looking for a way pass on the 1 car, and unfortunately looks like Nick Van Zyl is about to lose out. Van Zyl losing out there, yes, and it's a big move from Everstein, but Gioni going to come along for the ride too. Oh, Lamprecht looking for a way through on Trevor Long and on Cochran. Macris waiting to jump into the pack 2 just with Ulisani on his tail. Everstein goes through on Schechter into turn 2. Oh, lights the back end of that big machine of his up. Everstein at one point Was in an M5. I'm not sure if he's still in the M5. I think he's moved into a different car now. He's into an M3. But at one point in time, Bridgestone actually ran an M5 BMW in this category. He's now in that little M3 and he's making it work really well. He has to try and close down though on Jagger Robertson. And also take into account that Andreas Meyer is up there too. He leads out Class B. There he is. Leader of Class B. Second is Bagioni. And third place now, Jagger Robertson. The pool guy being hounded by the big boss man as they come down towards turn 8. Lead cars across the line. Eincamera trying to hang on in the Liqui Moly 555 BMW. E92 335i that he's in. And he's fighting hard to keep off that M3 CSL of Adrian Dalton. Hilligen now outgunned by Cochrane into turn 8. Tries to come back at him. Cochrane has that well in control. Lamprecht onto the tail now of Hilligen. Al's going to have to keep an eye on the back end as Lamprecht is looking for a way through, and so is Macros. Nick Macros closing things down there on the two of them. Lamprecht on the inside of Hilligen. Door was opened up, and he's going to take that with open arms. Macros going to come along for the ride as well and try and steal it, and he does. Hilligen just getting it all wrong out of turn 2 and loses 2 positions, possibly 3 there, as we're seeing Ulisani about to come on his inside as well in the Z4 from G&H Transport. There is the number 1 car diving through on the inside of Jackie Schechter. Troy Cochrane tried to go around the outside. Didn't realize that Schechter would be in the way. Van Zyl losing a little bit of ground there to Cochrane, but Cochrane lost a bit of ground after trying to take the wrong line. The Red Star Raceway BMW with the number 1 plate on now with Cochrane on his tail. Arrow Racing versus Pablo Clark Racing. Extra shoes and clothing versus the Liqui Moly car at the front. Dalton late on the brakes again. Hopefully he's got whatever that issue was sorted out in the back of the car. He said something broke in the beginning of race number 1. It slowed his lap times down. And he stayed ahead now of William Eincamera. Onto the back straight. That's the gap between 1 and 2 as they come onto that back straight away. Looking in the rear view just to see if we can pick up on that third place car of Meyer. No, he's not there just yet. And spending off the intentions from Bagioni and of course Jagger Robertson. Van Zyl with Cochrane, Schechter, Lamprecht, Macros, Ulisani on his tail. 6 cars all fighting hard. Cochrane seems to have lost a little bit of ground. Hilligen keeping off Matt Wadley. Hilligen and Wadley in the background. Wadley on the inside with the wing, the orange BM on the inside, and it looks like Wadley might have got through. Lamprecht in the Viking car, trying to close down on the Pablo Clark CSL Batmobile to get to the top. Can he make it stick? We'll have to wait and see. Cochrane closes in on the Red Star Raceway man. Arrow versus Red Star Raceway. Macros now up into a position ahead of Lamprecht. Lamprecht eventually going to get through there on Schechter, and here comes Ulisani for the ride as well. Sani side by side with Schechter as they go through turn 7. A little bit of room there for the 2 cars, and not a lot for the Z4, but just enough to possibly squeeze out Schechter on the brakes. Is he good enough? No. Schechter's good on the brakes, but Sani's better. Hilligen now coming up onto the back end of Schechter. Long at the back of that pack. Hilligen dives on the inside of Schechter into turn 1. Not enough. He definitely had a big look. He's got Wadley all over the back of him. That's why he's trying to get through. Put a car between himself and Matt Wadley. Cochrane trying to drive around the outside of turn 2 to get through on Van Zyl. So it's Schechter from Hilligen. Matt Wadley hasn't found a way through just yet, but he definitely tried hard twice. Renier Smith there too. Race 1 winner in that category. Can Smith get through to possibly still steal a victory in Class C? He's too far back at this point in time though, and still a lot of cars to get past if he wants the double win. Dalton's done it all right. Well, that car's certainly much better than what it was in race number 1. And he now hangs on to a potential double victory here for the extra clothing and shoes car. BMW M3 CSL. Behind him it's Eincamera in the 335i. He's now unfortunately not had an answer to Dalton's pace, but there is some traffic to negotiate. He's hoping that that traffic is going to help him slow Dalton down a bit and give him a chance to come back at him. Champion from last year in the Red Star car, still with Cochrane on his tail. Troy Cochrane looking to go on the outside, but he has the door firmly shut. He's going to have to drive around the outside of turn 2. Yet again, 2 corners on the outside. Doesn't usually work. Watch for the cut back there from Cochrane if he can get it. Arrow Automotive versus Red Star Raceway. Macros coming along for the ride. Next not too far away. Another lap completed here from Adrian Dalton's point of view. Coming up on those back markers now, and as I said, that's exactly what William Einkommer is hoping. If the traffic slows the extra shoes car down, doesn't seem to be doing just that. So just over the halfway stage, 6 laps completed. 105.8's coming out of Dalton, 106.3's coming out of Einkommer. There's not enough there from Einkommer to make a difference. Andreas Meyer still hangs on for the win in Class B at this stage, ahead of Jagger Robertson and Oz Bagioni. That's Everstein. He's down in 4th place for Class B. And closing on Bagioni. Oz is just up the road. There he is. The pullman is being closed down now rapidly. That's Jagger Robertson. 2nd place in Class B. 3rd place Bagioni, and 4th place Everstein. They come out of the right-hander at turn 4 up the hill, going to the fastest part of the track. Everstein using a lot wider line to try and carry the corner speed with that M3 of his. The biopool maintenance man, the pool guy as we like to call him, is Oz Bagioni, and he's got big pressure coming from that Viking M3 behind him. Everstein now closing down on the back end of Bagioni. They've lost the toe there to Jagger Robertson. Robertson looking for 2nd place and possibly 1st overall in Class B today, depending on how far back he finishes behind Andreas Meyer. As I mentioned, the Big Boss Auto car there of Jagger Robertson, piloted by one of the youngest competitors ever here in the BMW Car Club Racing Series. Definitely knows what to do in a race car, coming out of that Big Boss Auto racing stable. Back markers to negotiate there for our leader. Not too much of an issue there for Adrian Dalton. And he's looking to close things down and wrap it all up. As he completes lap 8, he'll have 2 to go. Big gap over Einkommer and a couple of cars in between them as well, which is going to help him out. It hasn't helped William Einkommer, that's for sure. There comes Einkommer onto the straight as Dalton exits the straight at turn 1. Craig Herbst and Nicholas Herbst sharing that car that's just been overtaken by Dalton. Here we go around the outside, and Trevor Long starting to put a bit of pressure onto the back end of that Class C battle too now. He's about to be caught though by the leader, who's got a lap and a half to go. One has a go up into turn 5. He looks like he might have got through on Schechter. I think he has. He's found a way through there on Jackie Schechter as Dalton closes in on the 2 of them. This is Cochran now through. Cochran has found a way through there on Van Zyl. And so is Nick Macris. Van Zyl's got a problem. The Red Star Raceway car slowing down. Nick Macris has got through, so has Cochran. And looks like Ruth Duplessis parked on the inside there of turn 1. As they go down onto the brakes, Cochran trying to close down on Macris now. Class C honours up. Nick Macris, Troy Cochran, and Nicholas Van Zyl drops back. I think he may have actually lost out there to Ulisani as well. There is the Ruth Duplessis, or Tony Viana BMW, that Ruth Duplessis was piloting out of the Pablo Clark stable. And unfortunately parked on the inside of turn 1. That's not how Ruth Duplessis wanted to finish this one. Adrian Dalton is doing it all right though, for the win overall and the win in Class A. Dalton about to catch and pass Jackie Schechter and Trevor Long possibly as well, the roof surgeon man. Hilligen's just up the road from the 2 of them. And you can see Nick Van Zyl just circulating, trying to secure as many of the points as he can after a bit of a problem there on the Red Star Raceway car. Leader goes through on him, about to come through on Trevor Long. Long's going to probably give him a little bit of room, or will he? Comes out of turn 7. Dalton will just power around the outside, or possibly dive on the inside into turn number 8. Yes, he does. Into turn 8, Trevor Long will have 1 less lap to do. And Adrian Dalton will make it 2 wins out of 2 starts here for the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. Schechter finishes up ahead of Van Zyl. Van Zyl with some concerns there in the closing stages. Ooh, the M4 Fedita also with some problems there. Slowing in the closing stages. Not quite sure what went wrong there. Definitely not what Fabio Fedetto wanted. As he comes across the line. Andreas Meyer finishing this time in the lead of the race of Class B. And 3rd place overall on track as well for Meyer. So Andreas Meyer finishes up in 3rd place in the E36 touring car, ahead of Jagger Robertson and Oz Bagioni. So unofficial results there on the left-hand side. You'll see it's Adrian Dalton winning out over William Einkammerer for Class A. Andreas Meyer, Jagged Robertson and Osbagioni ahead of Everstein for Class B. Macris wins out, or does he? Here he comes. Nick Macris coming down onto the brakes into the final corner for the win in Class C to head out Uli Sani for second. Sani beats Cochrane to the line, and they change up the results on the board on the left-hand side in a few seconds' time. There it is. Changes up as we talk about it. Macris from Sani, Cochrane, Lamprecht and Matt Wadley are top 5 in Class C. Brilliant race action once again coming out of our BMW Car Club Racing Series. Class D was Varish Gunpath ahead of Shane Krobler and Manny Ribeiro. And that's how things end up for the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series here at the 20th running of the Passion for Speed Festival. We'll catch up with some of the drivers down in pit lane as soon as they make their way through.